Guys, it is Gym Warrior, and I wanted to do finally my week 19 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. And week 19 is all about group worship, group work, group ritual, working with other people, basically not being solitary. Um, well, all in all, what do I think about group work? Do I do group work? Um, I used to do a lot of group work with two friends of mine who are both pagan, and I I kind of take responsibility for showing them kind of paganism, but that's mostly ego, I guess. But I kind of have this whole like mentality of like, oh, I did it first, the hipster vibe. But no, I used to do a lot of ritual with them. Unfortunately, we've all, we're all still very good friends. We've all known each other since we were literally just little children. But, we've moved on in our lives into different places, like moved to different places. So we don't get to see each other that often anymore or do rituals. That's unfortunate because we used to do it almost every single day. And that was awesome. For a few years, we did it every day. And that was great. So I used to be very heavily into group work, and that was the only way I worked for a big chunk of time. Um, I was solitary through my teenage years as I started to experiment and come into paganism, and then my early 20s, I worked pretty much predominantly with groups, um, constantly, and then now into my late 20s, almost 30, um, I work exclusively solitary. Um, I don't mind group work. I think it's really good and really healthy. But I think that, like everything else on this planet, everything has to find a balance. And the balance isn't, you can't equate the balance of something like group work for everyone. There is no standard for the balance of group work. Um, it's the balance for how much group work you need to do and how much solitary work you need to do is going to be different for everyone. Um, and you're not going to know until you start trying both, and your balance will come to you. You'll find how much time do I need to do work on my own, and how much do I want to invest with this group of people. Um, I think if you're unsure about group work and unsure if you even want to try it, if you've not done it, because I suspect that most pagans nowadays, almost all of us, are probably solitary, or at least we start out that way, because we're pretty much all self-taught. So, which I think is best. But, um, if you're kind of wanting to dabble into it and you're not sure where to start, or maybe you don't have people in your area that you can practice with, or maybe you're like me and you're like, I don't really want to go out and meet new people and work with new people because I don't like it. Like, I don't, it's like, it brings anxiety over me, the thought of it. Um, then try the internet. Um, the internet's a magnificent, beautiful place where you can be anything and anyone and reveal any parts of yourself that you want to and scale back on any parts that you don't want to reveal. And you can work with people on the internet in groups, and you don't even have to show your face because I know like real introverts uh, don't even like to Skype or talk to strangers like and show themselves. That's just too much. You can do it all through chat, like through excuse me, through like threads, and that can be really cool to do magic that way. I used to be in a group where we did healing magic for each other, and we did it exclusively. We never spoke out loud to each other or showed videos of ourselves or anything. It was just us posting images in a thread around one person, sending them healing images and music and words that they could kind of go back and draw from. It was really cool. So don't limit your definition of what group work is either. It doesn't have to be going in person with someone and going out into a field and calling the quarters. That's not always group work. Um, yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Um, Group work can take on so many different forms. Don't limit your imagination and your expectations. Of course, I mean, this is with any time you get around other people in a group of people. Always, do your research first. Don't just jump into a group with some people, right? Don't do that. Um, that could be really detrimental. Always see if you're comfortable with this group first. If you are thinking about working with a group, especially if this group is an established coven or circle or grove in your community, um, maybe ask if you can shadow or witness a ritual first with them. Um, Most groups have private esbits but public sabbats, so that follow at least like a Wiccan kind of flavor. So ask if you can maybe see some of their sabbats. Go to a few of their sabbats, maybe go to a whole wheel's worth, and see if you jive with that group. Get to know them through those get-togethers without actually having to commit. And if you like it from there, then pursue it. But try that with a lot of different kinds of groups of people. And if that still doesn't work, create your own group. Create your group online or create a group with a very small group of friends. I did it with just 2 other friends. It was just the 3 of us. And we called ourselves a circle. And for all intents and purposes, we were a circle. And we did all the stuff that circles do. And it was just the 3 of us, but it was amazing because we were so close that we were never... Really? Cat? Really? Let's get down. Let's get down. Ugh. This is my cat Siren. He decided that he had to run up and look out the window because that's what I wanted to do while I made the video. Really? Really? I will give you the window back in a moment. But I lost my train of thought. But since we were so close, we didn't let anything hold us back in terms of what we wanted to do with our magic. We were never nervous about like, oh, should I work with your chakras? Is this too much of a personal space for me to be in? We didn't have to worry about any of that because we were friends first and then magical partners second. So that was really awesome. So don't discount your friends. However, there is something to be learned from strangers in group work, I think. You get exposed to so many different techniques of magic. It's amazing. I consider myself to be kind of like a jack of all trades. I jokingly say Jake of all trades because that's my first name. That's the J in Gem. But I jokingly say that I'm a Jake of all trades. But once you get around other people, you start to notice what your strengths and weaknesses are. And I think group work can be amazing if you have confidence issues because you do get shown your strengths in a group. Because you get feedback from other people about what they liked that you've done. And you realize that if new topics come up in the group, you're like, hey, I know about this, or hey, I even do that. And you can share, and you kind of have your little moment. And it's really great. So I think group work is amazing. I think group work is necessary. And I think that group work is vital to expanding your pagan views and deepening your path that you walk. Because we're humans. We're human beings. And we're social creatures. All Homo sapiens are, of any form. We're all social creatures, no matter what personality types we have. We all have to have one-on-one, at least, human communication at some point. Otherwise, we go crazy. So, yeah, if you've never worked in a group, I really encourage you to, in some form. Because it really, again, it's amazing. And it's amazing. But don't let anyone tell you the way you should work in a group. Always find a group that's open to accepting you as you are, letting you work the way you are comfortable, and never let anyone steal your ideas in a group either, though. I would say that on a side note. Always take credit for your input and for your work. All right, you guys, that's it for this week's YTpagan Challenge. I'm getting to the weekend, so luckily I'll be able to film some more videos again, which is nice. There's so many things floating in the air here. I don't know if you can see them on camera, but it's ridiculous. Anywho, that's all I have to say today. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Namaste and Ashe. I hope wherever you are, you're well.